Flares periodically light up the muddy, chaotic trench. The sounds of distant gunfire and explosions are deafening. Private Miller, 20s, covered in mud and grime, exhausted, clutching his rifle, is huddled low. Captain Reed, 40s, grim-faced, authoritative, but with a haunted look in his eye, crawls toward him.
Miller! Private Miller! Status report, son. Tell me what you see out there.
They're pushing hard, Cap, okay? We're losing ground on the left flank. They're coming through the wire.
Get it together, Private. Hey, look at me, son. I said, look at me, son. We hold this line. Do you understand me, Private?
We can't, Captain. We can't. We're out of ammo on this side. Half the platoon's gone. We need to fall back. Request permission to retreat.
What'd you say, boy? Did you just say retreat? Private Miller, there is no retreat. Not here. This is the last line. If they break through this, they hit the field hospital and they hit our wounded. You listen to me, Private Miller. Every single inch of this ground is what we bleed for. You fight for your brothers next to you. You fight for your brothers you've lost. You fight until you cannot stand. Do you hear me, Private Miller?
Okay, yes, Captain. Yes, Captain. I hear you.
Good. Now get on that wall and grab that gun. And you shoot every round like it's your last. And scene. Love getting juiced up, Daddy. Love getting juiced up. Love Captain Reed getting juiced up. God damn, that was good, baby. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Want more of it. Make it hurt, Drill Sergeant. Burn. God damn, that was good. That was good. I feel like it was pretty good.
You can't shake your stick in the military without hitting a Reed or a Miller. That's for sure.
Damn. That's means, for sure. Know, as AI would show us. But hey, what are you going to do? I'll tell you this, dude. I will say, I feel like, knock on wood, maybe we're getting a little better at this. I don't know. We've been consistent. I don't know. Even if we're getting worse, it's still the funnest fucking thing to do. It is so much fucking fun.
I'll tell you what. I'm not 100% we're getting better, but I goddamn promise you we're not getting worse.
Amen to
that.
We're
definitely not getting worse.
Amen to that. Well, speaking of not getting worse, are you ready for a little Who Dat Dude?
Who Dat Dude? Na 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 na.
Who Dat Dude? Well, my turn to start. You ready?
That's right. You're leading off. Who Dat Dude?
Here we go. Daddy. So, for all our new dudes out there, this is what we got going for all you daddies. So, Bern and I are each going to share a story from the first person point of view. We are then going to provide 5 people who this story could be about. You will get 5 questions, right? You're allowed to ask 5 questions about the story. You can't really ask about the person. You can ask 5 questions about the story, and then if you don't use all 5 questions and only use 3, then you get 2 people taken away. You will then guess who do you think this story belongs to. And if you get it right, then, you got a big old swinging card. What are you going to do? Bern, are you ready for Who Dat Dude?
Hit me with the story, Matty boy.
Here we go. Here's my Who Dat Dude. I once ran a dreidel scam in high school. I once ran a dreidel scam in high school. Again, I once ran a dreidel scam in high school. Your possible contestants are your boy, Old Uncle Matty, as always, the big guzzler, Alan Bach, Party Boy himself, Party Boy Pete McCormick, Liam Lashmize Reese, and Jalen Dub Justine Richardson. I once ran a dreidel scam in high school. Go ahead, Benoit.
Who? Okay. Was this scam for money?
Yes.
Right? A dreidel scam. Wow. That took me a little bit by surprise.
Yeah.
Did I run it solo or did I have did you run it solo or did you have co-conspirators?
I would say it was, I mean, it was a solo effort to start, and
And then
then,
eventually,
you
okay.
got followers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other people tried,
Okay.
other people tried to replicate, but they couldn't. I'll say that.
Okay. All right. Was the money raised from the dreidel scam used to buy drugs?
No, it was used to, well, from what I was told, this person really didn't do drugs at the time, but it was used to pay for their lunch.
Okay. Not drugs, parentheses, lunch.
Hmm. I'm sure some of it went to drugs, but
Sure. Well,
from what I remember, it was a coin based game. Can't really buy drugs with coins.
that's true. That's true. Uh, can you eliminate two names for me?
Sure can. Are you ready?
I'm
We
ready.
are eliminating Jalen Dub, Justine Richardson, and Liam Lashmize Reese. You
So
still,
we're
it's you just
staring down the barrel.
you're staring down that
Stare.
barrel, Daddy. Staring down that barrel, that bee guzzler
Staring.
barrel.
Well, you tried to lob me a B
Dude,
gas last week.
I last week I wanted you to fucking do it so bad. I was like trying to give it away as much as I could because I
The,
wanted you just. I was just like he'll have to pick him for this one. This is such a fucking beguzzler.
the question is though, did you still want it that bad this week? And I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. Now I feel like we did a lot of pomp and circumstance last week about how much you wanted me to nail a Bach. And honestly, if it's Bach and I don't nail it, now I'm gonna look like a real daydream Johnny 2 weeks in a row.
I will
Um,
say, honestly though, I don't think you would because last week I fucking dog dicked your algorithm so much.
mhm,
I
you
fucking
did,
dog dicked it. I dog
you
dicked the
did,
hell out of that algorithm.
you did.
Yeah.
Now you know the dreidel song. I know that about you.
Dreidel, 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 I made you
Yeah,
out of clay, and when
and
you're
you
dry
are
and
not,
ready, a dreidel we will play.
and you are not, in fact, a Jewish person.
I
So
am not
I
a
wonder
confirmed Christ killer.
where you learned that song. The lunch money thing has me a little thrown because obviously, I mean, yeah, did Pete's family own a deli? Sure. Was he probably hurting for lunch? No. But was he probably still hungry after what they packed? Maybe.
It
Very well
well,
may have been.
I mean, I don't want to give you too much, but okay. Pete, Allen, and I all went to the same school and were in the same grade, right? So at the public school, they served lunch every day, right? And they had different menu options, and it was $1.80 for the lunch that day. Every day it was $1.80 for the lunch, and it came with like a set thing. But if you wanted
Yeah.
extra things like a double pizza or
Right.
whatever,
Extra noodles, you know what I mean? Whatever it
yeah.
is.
But if you just got like the normal lunch, it was like boom. But you could have a credit so you can put money in your account and they just swiped your name like you had like a ID badge. So if you put money in your account, they just swiped your badge and then you were, like you're good to go.
Right. You're good to go.
So I think like the bankroll or coins or whatever was just thrown it there. He was like, "Here, put this towards whatever
Right.
lunch,
It's a little bit of money, but it can go a long way. And
Right,
those coins add up.
right. Exactly.
Um, maybe you crunch my brain again. Maybe you chunk my algorithm again. I'm going with Big Pete McCormick, the party boy. I'm going with
The
Big
party
Party
boy
Boy Pete
himself.
is my guess.
You know,
Pete McCormick.
Bern, I thought I would throw you because Pete told this story on the show before, but it's not about Pete. It's about your boy, old Uncle
Fuck you.
Matty. That's
Fuck you.
fucking right. I ran a dreidel scam back in high school.
A
So,
dreidel scam. A dreidel.
yeah,
The name a dreidel scam is so good. It's so good.
they called me dreidel
It's so
scam
good.
Matty. You know what I'm saying? So,
Oh,
the
you knew the
Jewish.
song. I knew you knew the song. I knew you
Oh,
knew the
yeah.
song.
Oh, the
God
song's the
damn it.
giveaway, right? I was fucking
I
knocking
thought
on your
so.
door here.
I
But
thought so.
so the school we went to, it's North Penn High School. It's a three-grade high school with almost 4,000 kids in it, right? It's a massive school, right? So there's a ton of different clubs. You know what I mean? Like they're like, dude, this is back in '02, '03, and there was like a gay and lesbian club. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's just so many people, right? But there was a Jewish cultural club at the school, right? And the Jewish Cultural Club, for funding, every year around the holidays would have a dreidel sale, right? And where they would get these like little like cheap wooden dreidels and sell them,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I had a dreidel that it fell like if you spun it, if you started on one way and spun it a certain way, it fell on the thing every time. So I was like, okay, this is what you do. You get four people, you put in everyone puts in a quarter. If you win, you get to pick first, right? And then if not, it goes clockwise from the person who won, right? And there's four different pieces on the dreidel, so you
Sure.
pick whatever you want, or you could double down with a person. You know what I mean? And you guys would split the pot, right? So we would sit at the lunch table or wherever, right? And you'd put like the money, like, you'd put the money down. And mine was,
Talking
I just
quarters,
remember,
quarters here. Quarters probably.
everybody had quarters because it was
Yeah.
everything was
Yeah.
quartered off at school
Yep.
for lunch, right? So, uh, so like everyone had quarters for some reason, you know what I mean? And it was just like people had more cash back then anyway. But I just remember one of them was fork because we didn't know what the symbols were because they're
Sure.
fucking Yiddish, you know?
Yeah.
Like no
Yeah.
one knows what they were, but it was just fork was the one I would always pick. And I was like, all right, I got fork. And like, dude, no one picked up on this thing. But I also could do it with any one of them. Like I had the touch. It was my
Yeah.
dreidel.
The touch. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude,
You knew
this
this. Yeah.
came from being in multiple ISSs and Saturday schools
In
where
school
all I did was just,
suspensions,
yeah,
detentions.
I was just fucking dreidling all day till I got it. I was like, I know how to fucking the speed, the angle. I know how to hit any fucking piece on this. Because someone would be like, well, why do you always pick fork? I was like, fine, I'll pick hat. Bam, done. You know, because one of them looked like a hat. So I fucking, I think one was triangle, one was fork, and I forget. But either way, right?
Guys,
So
reach out to us, listeners and commenters. Let us know what those symbols on the dreidel actually are. What is
yeah,
fork actually called?
yeah. If you know, please tell me. But yeah. So we dude, I made so much money, right? Like I paid for lunch for the rest of the year, and this was in like December, though when this came out because it was around Hanukkah. I
Around
made,
Hanukkah, I was going to say you made that you hit that Hanukkah hard.
yeah, yeah. So it was around Hanukkah, and then school ended. Well, I got expelled from school not long after.
Was there anything left on your books? Were you able to transfer that over, or what?
No, once I got expelled, no one, yeah, I didn't fucking
Where
worry about the lunch hit.
where'd all that
But,
chicken nugget money go?
dude, I'm not gonna lie, lunch is like, it was so there's a lot of industry in this area, a lot of pharmaceutical industry
Yeah, yeah.
specifically. So it's a pretty well, like, taxpayer funded high school. It's pretty well funded. You know what I mean? So there's the lunches there, dude. I still talk about them with people. There was a day called Mac Stick Day. Fucking hey, dude. I wasn't mad at it. And we had Domino's Day every week. It wasn't a bad, dude. We had
You're
Chick
saying
Fil A Day. It wasn't
you're saying
bad.
a buck 80 went a long way.
Oh yeah, dude. I think it was like a buck 80, buck 90, something like that. But you would get like, for instance, if it's fucking, Chick-fil-A day, right? You get a Chick-fil-A sandwich, side of fries, two like a small drink and a large drink and like a treat. And you get all that on your tray. You just fill in everything and they had multiple options for each. And a lot of the times, dude, like you just learn where you can steal stuff. Like, like they had
Yeah,
a soup thing. You could just steal soup every week.
yeah.
Like it
Just
didn't
take
fucking
your
matter.
soup.
Yeah, and they also had a thing that was called Cookie Corner, but whatever. So I had this dreidel scam, and like it got so big, like we would play at lunch initially, and then people would like come over because they saw what was
Hmm.
going on, and a crowd would
Sure,
develop. And I would
sure.
have like sweatpants, and they'd be like like so I at the time so tight because my pockets would be so filled with coins.
Just
I made
just
so much
lugging
money.
quarters.
Yeah, because if you hit it, you won the pot, which was there.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
And
like
if no one
some
else
people,
doubled down on your fork, then that's all you.
yeah, but I wouldn't let people double down on my fork. I'd be like, bro, you're not fucking, don't touch my fork, all right? Because they'd be like, hey, can we split this one? I'd be like, fuck no, you know? But if someone else did, whatever. They could, but I never let anyone double down on my fork. So, but yeah. So there you go. That was the old dreidel scam. Fucking cleaned up. Yeah. And people tried to replicate it, but they didn't have the hot dreidel, daddy.
Nah, they didn't have that hot training.
No.
They
I
didn't have
think,
they didn't
dude,
have nearly as much in school suspension as you did.
no. No, dude.
They
They
didn't have
did
the
not.
time and they didn't have the will.
God, what did I get? I mean, I don't know. I got ISS a few times. I don't even know why. But it wasn't bad. You just like they give you honestly, I could see it being a more of an annoyance for the teachers because they have to give you a week's worth of shit to do.
Yep, yep.
You know?
They're like, shit, I don't even know what we're supposed to do on Thursday. Now I got to figure it
Yeah.
out because
I'll
Matt
do
got
I
suspended on Monday.
I will say this, looking back at it, the ISS moderator, right, was a fucking like this guy is definitely I don't know if he was a serial killer, but he definitely was a serial killer. Yeah. If there's alien life on this planet, it was that ISS moderator. I don't know his name. I forget it and please don't kill me. But this guy, dude, he was like this jolly, like he wasn't jolly. He was a fucking mean guy, right? But he had to be mean because you're not allowed to talk or do anything. Like if anyone tried to talk or anything like that or any noise or like wasn't doing like what he was like just such an asshole. And I remember there was this kid that was in ISS with me. He had a hacky sack, right? And he would take the beads out of the hacky sack and he would throw them at the guy, right? And he would do it when he
Hero.
wasn't, and he would do it when he
Hashtag
wasn't
hero.
he would do it when the guy wasn't looking, and I watched him, and he probably like let's say 15, right? Because he could just be like like a little flick,
And they're
quick
tiny.
flick,
They're
and
tiny.
yeah,
You just flick
because they're
that shit.
tiny, and like I'm telling you this though, the moderator no sold it, right? And like he kept doing it because he's like, I know I'm fucking hitting this guy. Like, where's the reaction I'm seeking, right? End of the day, last day of because you get 10 day, like so 10 day ISS. It was 2 weeks, 10 day,
Oh,
right? So
that's a stretch.
last day of this dude's 10 day ISS because we were in it together. The moderator said, just to let you know, you doubled your 10 day. You're in for another 10. And he held up an envelope that had all the beads from the hacky sack.
Oh,
That I was like, this fucking guy is
oh,
next level.
wow.
I
He
was
went
I
home.
was
He
like,
thought about it. Like that dude went to bed every night being like, three more beads. I can't wait to fuck this kid in 2 weeks.
oh, dude. He had I'd assume was every single like because you could see it through a white envelope. There was just
Oh,
like a
sure,
you
sure.
know, and I was like, oh my god, like this fucking idiot kid, And then I just remembered like I was still smoking at the time, like I was trading cigarettes for bags of chips and stuff. It was great. Got my prison stuff down. I mean, I was
Hey,
like, oh,
man.
we practicing for later in life. Like, what's going on
Yeah,
here? You
in the
know?
clink. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the barter system is everything.
Yeah, it was awesome. So, yeah, so there you go. So that was my story. What do you got? I know we went long there, Daddy.
Not a problem. Who that dude, Maddie? I once found $100 bill stuck to my shoe in a casino
Okay.
and walked out 25 minutes later with $700.
Whoa.
I once found $100 bill stuck to the bottom of my shoe in a casino and walked out less than a half hour later with $700.
Hold on. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna don't say anything, right? I'm gonna do inlet don't I'm gonna write a message in the chat, right? Don't look at the
Okay,
message. I don't want you to look at the message.
I
I
won't.
just this is my pre-guess before you give me any names, okay?
Okay,
Don't look at the message though. Okay. Give me the names of the people.
obviously myself,
Yep.
our usual fare of Richie and Murph,
Yep.
Masmo himself, Matt Jones, and a crowd favorite, Mr. Mikey Shields, Meeg.
Okay. Okay. All right. So you can look at the message. I put Mike because right away I was like, it's his fuck. Your brother Mike is the dumbest, luckiest fucking bastard that's ever lived.
Steps and
Just,
horseshoes. Steps and horse
just,
shit comes up with horseshoes.
just a fucking dude. The like, if he didn't have good luck, he'd have no luck at all. This fucking guy, right? Like, what are we doing here? You know? So yeah, that bastard. I was like, well, this has to be Mikey Pod, luckiest bastard that's ever lived.
I'm so
But
mad I didn't include him in in this
But
in this
now I
right
know.
now.
Now I know.
Now you know.
Okay.
Now you know. Okay.
I like that though of a preemptive guess.
I do. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not
All
bad at all.
right. So okay, but all right. So Burn, Richie, Murph, Matt, Jones, Meeks. I'll tell you, Jonesy used up all his luck with that big old fucking wadinger in his pants. So after he got that big old fucking cockadoola, he
You
didn't
think he's
get.
just out of
The
luck?
Lord was like, "Buddy, you got 10 inches of luck in in your pants, pal,
I got
and
nothing else
that's
for
it.
you.
Sorry, bub." I was like, "Okay," and I think knowing Jonesy like I think I do, I think he was cool with it. Yeah.
Who wouldn't
And
be?
then you've never had that kind of luck. Never, never, never.
I mean, certainly not now. Maybe once upon a time, but certainly
Oh
not now.
man. You know what? I don't. The only reason I don't think it's Meek is because 700's too low. If Meek found $100 bill stuck to his shoe in a casino, he's walking out with 100 grand because that's fucking Meek. He would double down, double down, double down. Because that's fucking Meek, dude. It's fucking Meek.
Keep in mind, this whole thing happened in about 25 minutes.
God.
This was a
Is it?
very quick turn.
Shit. Is it Richie? Is it Richie? Okay, first question. What was the game that they played?
Roulette.
Fucking okay. 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 Now we're really narrowing the field. You know me in roulette, daddy. You know me in roulette.
I sure do, baby. I sure do.
Man. So now I'm looking at the dick on me with I'm saying I'm surprised it isn't more. If it is me, I'm surprised it's not more because the dick on that guy, he would go for 100 grand because that's fucking meek. It's fucking meek. Oh man, $100 bill stuck came out 700 roulette. Can I ask where was which casino?
Mohegan Suns in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania.
Oh wow, a local daddy, local daddy.
Local
Okay,
daddy, out for the it was right around Christmas, out for a spin, and then everyone was like, "Let's take it up to this casino," and
sure.
then that's how the night ended.
Sure. Love a good mohigi. Okay. That's two questions. Third one, how old were we when this happened?
I want to say mid to late 20s.
Okay.
I'm pretty
So
sure. I'm maybe 30 at the absolute max,
Right,
but I
right.
would say mid to late 20s.
Sure, sure, sure. Okay. Where this is where drugs are just starting to become a real problem. All right. So they were already a problem, but now they're becoming a
Yeah.
hindrance. Yeah, this is where the party phase of drugs is clearly done. Um,
It's winding down. Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. The Phillies have won the World Series. The tip top of our life is over. Okay. Can you eliminate two for me, Daddy?
Sure. I will eliminate myself and Matt Jones.
Oh, baby. The two daddies.
You're
God.
right. I've never been that lucky. I've never been that lucky.
Oh, never, never, dude. Never.
Never.
God. So it's really for me. I mean, could it be fucking Meek? The fucking dick on this guy. I know, but man, I don't know. I don't know. Could it be Meek? Could it be Meek? Could it be Murph? Could it be Murph? Does Murph play roulette? Richie's a fucking roulette guy. I know Richie's a roulette guy. I don't know if Meeg's a roulette guy. I'm a roulette guy, you know? I'm fucking
I know
Moulin
how you
roulette,
roll.
you know? So, dude, I'm gonna go with Richie. Richie, final answer.
Richie, final answer. The correct answer to this is Murph. Murph found his hundred
Ah,
dollars upon his shoe after we had gone to the jazz cafe to see our buddy's band play, and upon leaving, it was determined the casino was where to go because the bar stopped selling booze, but we still had booze in the car.
mhm.
To the Mohegan Sun we went, and I was wondering if you were going to ask, did this person leave on their own accord or not? Uh, Once that $100 hit the shoe, Murph made a couple real quick. I mean, just nothing even specific. Like he went black twice. Then
Yeah.
he threw a red. Then he threw an odd. Then he threw an even. Then he threw a black. And then the pit boss was like, "I think it's time for you guys to go because you're not supposed to hit seven fucking bets in roulette in a row."
Yeah.
So we
Did he
our
tip
big
the
night.
dealer?
Who could say?
Right.
I couldn't remember, and neither could he because we were fucking blitzed. But
Dude, I'll tell you, I've been on the other end of that where I put 100 on something and lost it. And
yeah,
that's not a good feeling, Daddy.
but Murph hitting those in a row of all of
Yeah.
us just standing around, be like, "No,
No.
get the fuck out of here,
Get your
get the fuck out
fucking
of here."
dick up.
And he was smart enough to take his original 100, put it back in his pocket, and be like, "All right, 100 on this. All right, 100 on this. 100 on this."
Yeah.
One of the greatest runs we've ever seen. And then through no fault of our own, the pit boss asked us to leave because we were clearly inebriated and racking up on the table. I don't think anybody else even played, quite frankly.
Shit.
Like, I think we got up there, we played a little blackjack. Murph, usually a poker guy, but at that time in the evening, like 3 in the morning, it
Yeah.
was like, well, I don't want to sit down and do that. And then this motherfucker has a $100 bill stuck to his shoe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, so from 0 to 700 in like 19 minutes, and then we had to go.
And then
And
they
the answer to
said,
that
see you next
question,
Tuesday.
see you next Tuesday. That was a
Very
Murph.
good.
That was a
I
Murph
love
right
it.
there.
I missed out on the Murph, but I still love it. So, Burn. All right. Very good. Well, that was Who Dat Dude. You ready to move on to some fun facts?
Whoa, Maddie, you know I can't avoid a fun fact. Come on, man. What are you doing to me? Of course I want to move on to some fun facts.
Well, here we go. First fun fact. In the 1800s, in the United States, enslaved people were literally sold and shipped down the Mississippi River. Yeah, we know all about that.
Mm-hmm.
But they were shipped down the Mississippi River because
No.
there were brutal plantations and worse conditions down there, right? So separating like this would separate families, dooming lives. So today, when we say someone is sold down the river, when they're
Oh,
betrayed in a horrible way. So, the term
mm,
being sold down the river originated during the 1800s because slaves were sold down the if they were like bad, misbehaving or
problematics,
trying to
problematic.
problematic
Yeah.
or something, they were sold down the river because the plantations were rougher and the conditions were worse.
Oof,
So
that
now being
is a
yeah,
rough
so now
one.
being sold down the river, means that they're ratting you out. You know what I mean? So okay, you ready
Oof,
for the next one?
of course.
Okay, so during the Victorian times, graveyard workers often worked overnight, not just digging graves, but also listening carefully for signs of people who might have been buried alive, right? So this terrifying reality that was a terrifying reality back then, being buried alive, which we all know, because of these eerie, tense hours spent near the dead, right? The late night work became known as the graveyard shift.
So was that the idea that like we weren't embalming people? So like cutting
Yeah.
out all their organs. So that it's like the odds of someone being buried alive were
I think that, and also
high
like, I
or
think a lot of
higher.
it, I think too, like, say if there was a plague or something, or you know what I mean? Like,
Mm,
they could be like, this person could be mistakenly buried alive because, they thought they were dead from a disease when really they're just like tired. Who knows?
yeah. Ooh,
Right.
graveyard shift. I mean, I've worked some graveyard shifts, but I never had to listen to. Never put my
Well,
ear
you,
to a
you
coffin.
remember the term "Saved by the Bell," right?
The term, the show, the whole damn
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. Saved by a Bell was originated because they put a bell in a coffin. They used to put bells in coffins, and it because they were burying people alive so much. So if you're ringing that bell,
So, have
you
you
saved
heard
by
of
that bell,
Bell?
Daddy. What's that?
Jesus. So then, would they just attach it to your fucking fingers or your toes or something? If you start
I
wiggling,
think there was
they
like a
dig you out.
bell, like just it was in the coffin. I think from what I saw, it was like a string in there or something like that. I don't know, but yeah. So there you go. You ready for the next one?
Jesus Christ! Yeah, let's go.
All right, so during the 1800s, on the battlefield, soldiers who were shot or killed were often fell face first into the dirt, right? So, they were, shot maybe and like the caliber they're 50 caliber bullets, right? So if you got something near the lungs or something like that, it was
Yeah,
curtains. You know what I
it's a
mean? Like
wrap.
your shoulder, whatever, you're obliterated. Anything in the torso, you're done, right? So their mouths were pressed against the ground, right? They would lie there. So the brutal sight gave rise to the phrase "bite the dust."
This has been a really dark fun facts this week, buddy. I mean, I love them. I love them. I'm happy. I love when
Sure.
I hear how a common phrase comes to terms. But man, this is a rough one, huh?
Oh yeah, baby, biting that dust, daddy.
Ooh,
Yeah, that's how it goes. So, ready for the last one?
I hope so.
Okay. So, during the 1600s in London, condemned prisoners on their way to execution at Tyburn Hill were given the chance to stop off at one local tavern to have one last drink to steady their nerves before facing the gallows.
Oh
This
no!
last this
Oh
last
no!
drink
Oh no! One for the road.
became known as one for the road, daddy.
Oh
One
man,
more for the
I've said one
road.
for the road so many times. I've had one for the road. I've had seven for the
Oh,
road. Good
God.
Lord.
The
One
one
for
for
the
the
road.
road might be the best one, Daddy. The best one.
I'll tell you what, if I go back to drinking again, that's how it's gonna happen,
One
right?
more for the road. I mean, dude, how many times have you had a last cigarette and it's the best cigarette you've ever had in your life?
Every one of them.
Yeah.
Every
It's
one
my
of them.
last one and
And
it's
my
the
last
best.
one. You're getting too old for this shit. I retire next week.
Yeah. So, all
God
right. Well,
damn.
that does
All
it for
right.
fun.
I don't
Good.
know if they were
Yeah.
fun facts, but they were informative facts.
Well, Bern, I have some more facts that you're going to love because we're bringing some light back on the pod. And you know how we're doing that?
How are we gonna do that?
We're doing that by teeing in the A. we're going to do a little T in the A of some of the ladies from the LSU women's softball team. Are you ready for our
Ooh.
first contestant for T in the A?
Hit me, baby.
Here we go. So our first T in the A contestant is Jaden Heavener. She is a pitcher slash utility player for the LSU Tigers women's softball team. She's 5'6", sophomore from Pace, Florida. She went to Pace High School. Bats left, throws left. And then
Okay.
she experiences 1L. I don't know what that means. But she was D1 softball freshman All American second team, NFCA Golf All Region second team, freshman of the week
Damn.
2 times, and the LSWA All Louisiana first team. Are you ready to see if are you willing to T the A of Jaden Heavener?
I love a lefty pitcher, so she's already got a special place in my heart. Yeah, let's
Oh,
see it.
sure, Daddy. All right, Daddy. Here we go. All right. And there she is. This is Jaden Heavener. I don't know. Heavener. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. Yeah. Yeah. She's looking right, Daddy. You know what I mean? You know what I
Five
mean?
six.
You know what
Okay.
I mean?
All
I ain't gonna
right.
kick her out
Oh,
of bed for eating crackers. You know what I'm
no,
saying?
sir. No, sir. No, sir. Let me see that
Here's
wind
a
up.
little number for you. Here's a little number for you, Daddy.
No.
You know what's a term I found out? I have a little 15-year-old cousin. His name's Jack, and he told me he was like, "Do you know what the fridge is?" I was like, "No," and he's
No.
like, "The fridge always protects the snacks," and I was like, "What?" He's like, "So if you have a girl with a bigger friend." The bigger friend is called the fridge because the
Oh,
hot girl's called the snack,
oh
and the
boy.
fridge
Oh
always
boy.
protects the snacks. It's like this
Let me
fucking kid gets it. Okay, he
let me see
gets
that
it.
wind. Let me see that wind up pick right there, right in the middle.
This guy right here.
Yeah.
I mean,
Took me out of it. That's a no for me.
wow. Is it the
Yeah.
face? The exertion face.
No, it's more the head.
What about? All right. What about this one? Does this bring you back into it?
Mm. I mean, there's a lot going on down there, man. I don't know if listen, she's a beautiful young woman, but
Beautiful.
that's a
Beautiful.
that's a no for me. That's a no, dog.
Wow. Well, looks like she's wifed up, Daddy. So you missed your chance. What about? Okay, last chance. Are we teeing that A,
No, we're still out.
buddy? I'll tell you this. I'm with you. I'm not teeing that A.
No,
I'm not teeing that A.
I'm out. I'm
So,
out on that.
Jaden Heavener, thank you for all you've been doing.
Thank you for your submission.
Thank you for your submission, but we are not going to tee that A. Burn,
No, not
are
today.
you ready for our next contest home?
Of course.
Our next contestant, also a member of the LSU female or the LSU Tigers women's softball team, number 7, playing in the outfield, Yalia Lassiter. She's 5'7", senior from Atmore, Alabama. She went to Flomaton High School, previously attended Ole Miss, bats right, throws right. She is 2025 NFCA Gulf Region All-Third Team, the LSWA Newcomer of the Year, LSWA All Louisiana Second Team, CSC Academic All District, and the Spring SEC Academic Honor Roll. Let's hear it for Jalea Lassiter. Come on down.
Ba-dum,
Right, Bern? Does
bum,
it come
ba-dum,
on down?
bum, ba-dum, bum,
Yana,
ba-dum,
yana.
bum.
All right, Bern. Here we go. So, starting off a little playful here, right? You know, a lot of action shots. A lot of action
Mm-hmm.
shots. You can tell
Gamer.
she's a gamer. Gamer.
Gamer.
Gamer.
Gamer.
Total gamer, which I'm not mad at. Right? Here, I'll give you a first full body, not gamer. Right? Don't hate it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't hate it.
No.
Love the old school stirrups. Don't hate it.
No.
right? And then here we go, Burn. This is what you're looking for. This is what Daddy's looking for. Her 20th birthday.
Christ.
We're not fucking creeps. I guess
No, no. Listen,
that's her.
all of
That's her
these
with her
women have,
brother.
yeah, all of these women have submitted to this. By the way, we're not just picking them out; they're submitting. Absolute gamer,
She is a gamer. I will say that.
hardcore athlete,
Yeah, hardcore athlete. Previously attended Old Miss,
running revs.
home of your favorite
Elijah Manning,
Elijah. What's his middle name?
uh, Horatio. I don't know.
Elijah Poughton Manning. Burn, I'm telling you,
Uh,
can I submit first?
you can go first, Maddie.
I'm not. I'm not. I'd like to say I would have, but your boy is not going to tee that A.
I'm also out. I'm also out. I think she's
Man,
lovely, and I'd
it's
like to
lovely,
I'd spend a lovely evening with her. I'd take her
adorable.
to a nice bistro and hear
I'll
about
tell
her
you,
day.
I would put her in
But
my starting lineup. Oh
for
yeah,
sure, oh, that
oh
girl's a
yeah,
gamer, gamer. But
gamer.
that's a no. That's a no for me.
No, for me. Burn our last contestant. Also, from the LSU Tigers women's softball team, number 12, Macy Bergeron. Macy Bergeron is a catcher standing at 5'4". She's a senior from Rain, Louisiana. She attended Notre Dame High School. She bats right, throws right, experiences 3L, which I guess is three leagues. I don't know. And then here's some things: NFCA All American third team, NFCA Gulf All Region first team, All SEC second team, LSWA All Louisiana first team, Spring SEC Academic Honor Roll, Spring SEC Academic Honor Roll 2024 and 2025, and then first year SEC Academic Honor Roll. Say hello to the, well, I'll let you decide, Burn. But the one and only Macy Bergeron. Give you this one. First thoughts, go ahead. I'll tell you, you're going to see she got some country. She a little country.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't
Mm-hmm.
nothing wrong with little country. Look here. She gator wrestling or gator killing, maybe. Jesus Christ.
Maybe she just murders that alligator.
Gator hunting. She
Uh,
down home. Okay. Perfect example.
you talking about the fridge right here?
Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to be that guy. I'm not that
I'll,
guy.
I'll tell you what. I heard 5'4" catcher, and I was like, I don't think this is going to be my cup of tea. She surprised me.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you, for a catcher, as
Yeah,
far as ranking on catchers, I think
not
she,
as stocky as I
right.
had imagined.
I mean, our previous experience with catchers in softball told us that we were looking at a tank.
Yeah,
But, I
yeah.
mean, look at her. Sweet down home country from Rain, Louisiana. I bet she got an accent. Tell me she's
I
got an
bet she does.
accent
Oh, I mean, she's from Louisiana.
from
Um,
Louisiana. Tell you, hell of a jawline. I mean, look at that
I
jawline.
I
Hell of a
almost
jawline.
here's where I'm torn. All right,
Nothing's right.
here's
You're
where I'm.
torn. You're all out of face. This is how you feel. Cold and you're ashamed, lying naked on the floor.
Well, that's where I'm torn is because I feel like her squat game is going to be pretty
It better
epic.
be. I was
But
hoping for more back porch, though. Tell you the truth.
that just means that I don't know when this whole thing's going to be over. I'm gonna know. I'm gonna know. I want to pass.
Golly,
I
Burn.
want to
I was
pass.
hoping to get at least. We got one T in the A last week, and
Yeah,
that was for soccer. I would hate
yeah.
for. I would hate for softball to strike out.
It's up to you, Maddie. But that's a pass on me.
Yeah, I'm afraid it's a clean sweep. It's a strikeout. LSU Tigers women's softball team struck out in the
Lovely,
T and the A.
lovely women,
Lovely
lovely
women.
women,
Lovely
lovely
women.
women.
And, wish nothing but the best. but they're no Cat Osterman. Like, what are we
They
doing
sure.
here?
Come on.
What are we
Come
doing
on.
here? They're no
What are we
Jenny Finch,
doing?
Daddy. They ain't
Come
no Finchies.
on,
We're
man.
not
You're going
finching over here.
We ain't finching. We ain't been finching since been finching.
Pinching, since been pinching. But that does it for TNA Burn. Are you ready to move on to our last segment? It's a new segment. Well, it's a new take on a reoccurring segment. Are you ready, Daddy?
I'm ready for it, man. Hit
We're
me.
ready for a new segment called Sucks Out Loud.
Oh, love
In
this
this segment,
idea.
I'm going to bring something up that sucks out loud, and we're going to discuss it. First off, Burn, let me oil up. Please
You
break the silence while I oil up.
you wet the whistle, guys. The whole idea of sucks out loud is something that just sucks. It sucks so obviously and so incredibly that
Yeah.
there is literally no way to defend how much this particular thing sucks. It sucks big, it sucks hard, it sucks out loud.
Here we go, Burn. Are you ready for our first
Uh,
topic of sucks out loud?
I can't wait, and I have no idea. I have no idea what's coming here.
Burn, you know what sucks out loud?
What sucks out loud, Manny?
Those little pieces of plastic that hold tags on the clothing. Those motherfuckers suck out loud so fucking much. You know how many
Oh,
fucking pairs of socks or shirts or underwear where I'm just trying to rip this thing off and it catches a string and now the elastic's done on my shorts? Like, what are
mhm.
we doing?
It's not
What are
done,
we
but you know
doing?
that you just start at the clock on it. You know what I mean? You just start at the clock on it, and especially too, Maddie, because you have a little baby boy,
Mm.
and so every piece of clothing that people are giving you for that little baby boy, I mean, there'll be a shirt, a pair of shorts, and some socks. You're like, what a cute outfit, and you're like, why are there seven? Why are there seven of these little plastic tags holding this
Right.
all together? Put them all in a box. I don't need any of this, but we got to put them on
Yeah.
a hanger, make them cute. Now I got seven little tags, and you know when you rip it because you rip it off with your teeth, right? That's
Yeah.
what you do. You put the
Oh.
little part in your teeth, you rip it off with your
Oh.
teeth. What happens when you lose the other half of it?
Yeah. Where
Now
is
it's
it?
just living. I don't know. It's living in your bed. It's living in your carpet. It's living on your laundry.
Yeah.
It's going to show up. You're going to find it. It's going to jam up your vacuum cleaner. Oh,
Yeah.
Maddie,
Or you're gonna
those
step on
things.
it or sit on it in the middle of the night. You can get a little nice little stab, you
Well, how's your
know?
father? Right, you weren't
Yeah.
expecting.
Dude, also
Why?
it's clear.
Why?
It's a clear,
Mm-hmm.
like fishing wire thin piece of plastic that's
Basically
fucking
invisible.
impossible. It's
Basically
impossible.
invisible.
And there's two types. There's the type that has the pronged end that goes through the paper, but then there's the other type that's the fucking
The
circle
flat,
that's
the circle of the
connected.
flat guy. Yeah.
Oh, God. And dude, we're talking clothing here. Don't even get me started on toys. Don't even.
Dude, it's well, yeah, your daughter's old enough that you've carved through enough things which you're like, hey, cool action figure. I just need to get these 11 different things out of here. Why are there so many? What were
Also,
we
she gets
afraid was going
dolls
to
with
happen here?
hair, and there's fucking bullshit in the
Uh,
hair. And I'm like, what do we? What? I'm like, okay, let me go get the bolt cutters to fucking get your toy out of here. You
what
know?
were we
Well,
afraid? What are we afraid it's going to happen? It's a doll made out of rubber. Okay, it's got to be that secured in the package. If it falls, guess what? It's in a box and it's going to fucking bounce. All right.
what is the overhead on the fucking plastic ties here holding these toys in? Because
Also,
there's just the same amount of plastic that's in the toy is the same amount holding it in the fucking box.
there's so much goddamn plastic in the ocean that orca whales are starting to attack boats. Okay, we have plastic in our bodies now, microplastic. There's so much plastic in the world. Why do we need to? Where's big plastic? Who did big plastic buy off to be like? Just so you know, every pair of socks that you ever buy needs to be held together. You know, you just fucking ball them up like I do once I get done doing my laundry. You ever organize your socks like that again the way they come? No,
Oh,
no, we don't
dude,
need it. It's not
no,
necessary. It
no,
makes a mess. It's
yeah.
bad for the environment. It's bad for our bodies. It's bad for our patients. You're sitting there on Christmas morning being like, I'm just trying to finish my goddamn cup of coffee and I'm fighting with this fucking thing. I got a little pair of baby scissors or something from the kitchen. We don't need
Burn,
it.
Burn. Let me tell you something. Okay, let me tell you something. We're men. We're blue collar men. Okay?
Damn right we are.
As a blue collar man, from the age of 15 till probably the end of your life or until you get married, right? You know what your mom gets you for Christmas? Socks and underwear.
Socks and underwear, dude.
Socks and underwear every year. And you know what? I fucking love it.
I
I
need them.
fucking love it.
I
Yeah.
literally
Thank you.
need them every year. Every time I get
Thank you,
underwear, I'm
mom.
like, thanks, because I was running these into the chipper.
Thank you
All
for
right.
going to Costco and getting the 10-pack. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm
Right.
rocking a reverse sunroof right now, if you know what I'm saying. You
Yeah.
know, like it's not great. I can't lunge. I can't
We've
lunge
been
in
down this
these.
road. Hey, you know the boxer briefs I'm doing, and everything's good. Oh, that should be on the list. Boxers and boxer briefs. We'll talk about that eventually.
We'll
But
get there.
I get in. It's Christmas morning. The one gift you're looking forward to that you
Mm-hmm.
get, from the ages of 15 till you're probably married, and then when you're married, your wife gets them for you. Because that's your fucking socks and underwear. That's all you
Yeah.
need, right? You're a
Yeah.
fucking man. Know what the
And then you get
like?
and then you get divorced and now you just free ball. Because who gives
Yeah.
a shit?
Who
You
gives a
know?
shit? No one
Now
needs
you're
that
out.
thing anymore anyway.
It's
But
it's there for decoration.
okay, it's Christmas morning. You're a blue collar son of a bitch. So you got socks and underwear for Christmas like you fucking should. And you go to get this brand new pair of socks. They're fluffy, they're warm, they're calling your name. And you're like, it's a 6-pack. Great. Great. A
Can't
good old
wait.
sixer.
Perfect. Let's break
Perfect
them in.
sixer.
Let's
Maybe it's
break
a
it in.
crew. Maybe it's an ankle. Maybe it's a mid. Maybe it's, who knows? You
Who
take it
knows?
out the packaging or you break off the cardboard that's around it, whatever it is. Then you go to pull that first pair. And what happens? That stupid fucking plastic thing is holding it, and then you pull it, and then it pulls the string out of your sock. Now
Snag.
the elastic's
Snag.
gone on your sock, so now your Christmas is ruined because this little fucking plastic Nazi is fucking holding it there. It's a Nazi burn.
And here's the thing.
Nazi.
Then you realize, right, you cut that goddamn thing off, but you're doing your laundry all year and you got that one gimpy sock. You got that one
Fucking little
gimpy
socky
sock the
gimp.
whole time. You see that little string hanging off of it, and it reminds you the whole time. Yeah, I was the one. You got excited. You got
Yeah,
excited about me. And guess what I did? I'll never
yeah,
be the sock. I'll never be the sock that I was supposed to be for you
yeah.
because I got
You had
a little snag and it's rolling up the sock.
yeah.
And
You
it's
had a
getting to the
glimpse of
elastic
happiness, and I snatched it from you.
and it's gone.
Gone. And you'll never get it
Wasted
back.
potential.
Yeah.
Wasted potential.
Oh, nothing worse than wasted talent, Daddy.
There's nothing worse than
Nothing.
that.
Nothing. And that's what those plastic things do, and that's what they've done to us, and it's just not fair. And we
Well, you know what
don't
they do,
deserve
Matt?
it.
You know what they do? They suck out loud.
They fucking suck out loud, Daddy. And
They
that's
suck
the
out loud.
truth. And that does it for our first Suck Out Loud segment. And I'll tell you, Bern, I fucking liked it. I fucking liked it.
I can't wait for next week.
We're
can't
bringing
wait for
Suck
next week.
Out Loud back, Daddy. We're
There's a
bringing it back, and we're bringing
lot
it
of
back in a
stuff
hard
that
way.
sucks out loud, and I can't wait to
There's
get involved
so
in this
much
next
stuff
week.
that sucks out loud. But Bern, are you ready to move on?
You know what doesn't suck out loud, Matt? Interior, apartment, living room, night. A cozy but now tense living room. Half-eaten dinner sits on the coffee table between Ava, 20s, teary-eyed but resolute, and Liam, 20s, confused, increasingly desperate. The silence is heavy.
Hey, Ava, babe. Hey, talk to me. Babe, what's going on? You haven't looked at me once all night.
I can't do this anymore, Liam.
What? Do what? This? You mean us? What are you even talking about? Is there something you're mad about? If there's something you're mad about, please just tell me. We can fix it. We always fix it.
No. 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 Not this time. There's no fixing this. It's broken, and it has been for a while.
Broken? This is broken. What are you even saying? Is this about work or my hours of work? I told you I could cut back. I swear.
It's not about ours, Liam. It's about us. What we've become or what we haven't. I feel like I'm standing still. And you're just in a different orbit. We're not connected anymore.
Are you kidding me? A different orbit? Don't say that. Don't you dare say that. You know we are connected, okay? We love each other. We built all of this together. This is our home.
Yeah, it was. My heart isn't here anymore, Liam. Not like it should be. It's not fair to either of us to pretend that it is. I'm leaving.
And scene. Thank you, everybody, for enjoying another episode of the Working Perspectives Podcast presents The Retorted Show. I'm Matt LaBelle. He's Burn Pockasy, and in case you're wondering, you can find all our stuff and all our content on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. Follow us on Instagram at Working Perspectives Podcast. Join us on Twitter and TikTok at Working P Pod. And if you'd like to be a guest on the show, please email us at workingperspectives@gmail.com. And please like and subscribe, and so you can keep checking out incredible episodes of this show. Also, if you have any suggestions for Suck Out Loud, or if you have a story and some people to guess for Who That Dude, or anything you want to throw in, fun facts, whatever you want, message us, comment, whatever you're going to do. We're super interactive on all this stuff, and we love you. Thanks. See ya!